1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has assured full cooperation to Balochistan government to execute the development projects aimed at wealth and job creation and uplift of the backward areas. President says after improvement in coronavirus situation in the country, the world is now learning from the experiences of different countries, including Pakistan. Pakistan has welcomed the announcement for the start of the historic inter-Afghan negotiations to be held in Doha, Qatar tomorrow. China has commended Pakistan for making tremendous efforts and sacrifices in fighting against terrorism and called upon the international community to fulfill and recognize and respect such efforts. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops continued massive cordon and search operations in different areas of the territory, subjecting the residents to torture and harassment. Turkey slammed European Union over the Mediterranean statement, saying the comments were biased and detached from the reality. And now, the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has assured full cooperation to Balochistan government to execute the development projects aimed at wealth creation, job creation and uplift of the backward areas. He was chairing a meeting in Quetta today which reviewed the damages inflicted by recent rains and floods in Balochistan, relief efforts, situation of coronavirus and progress on the province's development schemes. The Prime Minister said Balochistan has been given more funds, more than the PSDP when compared with other provinces. Imran Khan said the PTI government is working towards the welfare of the downtrodden segments of the society and development of the backward areas. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said welfare of the less privileged and development of underdeveloped areas is the foremost priority of the government. He was talking to the members of Provincial Cabinet of Balochistan in Quetta today. The Prime Minister said our government has allocated the largest amount of funds in the PSDP for Balochistan, which is a reflection of our commitment and sincerity to be the largest province. The Prime Minister said we will use all resources for the development and prosperity of every region of Balochistan, especially southern part of the province. Information Minister Shibli Faraz has said it is the firm commitment of Prime Minister Imran Khan to make Pakistan an Islamic welfare state. In a tweet today, he said the Prime Minister is pursuing the mission of founding father Quaid-e-Azam. The Information Minister said the entire nation pays tributes to the founding father on his death anniversary, who liberated the Muslims of the subcontinent from the British rule and yoke of prejudice. Percent work on Gwadar East Bay Expressway has been completed. In a tweet today, he said the expressway will boost port operations in a big way. President Dr. Arif Alvi says after improvement in coronavirus situation in the country, the world is now learning from the experiences of different countries, including Pakistan. He was talking to media persons after visiting mausoleum of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah to pay homage to the great leader on his 72nd death anniversary in Karachi today. The President said following principles of teachings of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah is the only way to achieve our goals that we have set for ourselves to become a successful nation. Earlier, the President laid a floral wreath, offered Fatiha and paid rich tributes to the great leader in his remarks in the Visitor's Book. Pakistan has welcomed the announcement for the start of the historic inter-Afghan negotiations to be held in Qatar's capital Doha tomorrow. Prime Minister's Special Representative for Afghanistan, Mohammad Sadiq, in a tweet showed Pakistan's strong support to the process and expressed hope that the talks would pave way for peace in Afghanistan. He said that we hope these negotiations would lead to sustainable peace in Afghanistan, which would bring prosperity to the country. Meanwhile, the United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has also welcomed the long-awaited historic peace talks between the Afghan government and Taliban. In a statement, he called on the negotiators to demonstrate their pragmatism, restraint and flexibility this process will require to succeed. Uzbekistan's Deputy Prime Minister for Investment and Foreign Trade Sardar Umarzakov called on Minister for Maritime Affairs Ali Haidarzadi in Islamabad today. During the meeting, establishment of trade routes and utilization of Pakistani seaports to connect Central Asian republics to the world came under discussion. The minister said Pakistan will utilize its potential of regional connectivity by linking landlocked Central Asian republics to the world through seaports. Formation of a joint working group was also proposed to further discuss the modalities for the execution of this plan. This is Radio Pakistan. China has commended Pakistan for making tremendous efforts and sacrifices in fighting against terrorism and called upon the international community to fully recognize and respect such efforts. A spokesman of the Chinese Foreign Ministry, Zhao Lijian, during his regular briefing in Beijing today, said terrorism is a common challenge faced by all countries and Pakistan has sacrificed much in the fight against the menace. Said that all countries should engage themselves in anti-terrorism, international cooperation to jointly safeguard the world peace and security on the basis of mutual respect, equality, and mutual benefits. At the United Nations, Pakistan has warned of BJP RSS extremists' threat to destroy more Islamic sites in India. Speaking in a virtual high-level forum on the culture of peace, Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Munir Akram, expressed concern that United Nations principles were flouted over construction of a Hindu temple on the site of historic mosque. He said Pakistan supported the United Nations plan to safeguard religious sites but warned of threats by extremists of ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and its affiliate Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh to destroy hundreds of other mosques and historic Islamic religious sites across India. Ambassador Akram said mankind had made unprecedented progress in the past 75 years towards a world order based not only on power but human values. Pakistan has called for intensification of cooperation among developing countries, calling it critical as nations contend with economic consequences of the deadly coronavirus pandemic. Speaking during a virtual commemoration of the United Nations Day for South-South Cooperation, Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Munir Akram, said the countries are now faced with triple challenge: the COVID crisis, the implementation of sustainable development goals, and the adverse impact of climate change. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops continued massive cordon and search operations in different areas of the territory, subjecting their residents to torture and harassment. The troops continue to carry on their violent operations in different areas of Srinagar, Budgam, Gandarbal, Kupwara, Bandipur, Baramulla, Shipaiya, Pulwama, Islamabad, Kulgam, Poonch, Kishtwar, Doda, Ramban, Rajouri, Kathua, and Samba. Meanwhile, illegally detained chairman of Islami Tanzeem-e-Azadi, Abdul Samad Inqilabi, and Tehreek-e-Wahdat-e-Islami in their statements maintained that Narendra Modi-led fascist Indian government's 5th August 2019 actions have once again vindicated the two-nation theory. In Afghanistan, 6 Afghan soldiers were killed and 5 others injured in an attack by Taliban in eastern Nangarhar province today. In a statement of Afghan Defense Ministry said Taliban stormed the National Army checkpoints in Shirzad district. The 72nd death anniversary of Father of the Nation, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, is being observed today. In this connection, special ceremony of the Quran Khwani and Fatiha was held at the mausoleum of Quaid-e-Azam in Karachi today. People from different walks of life will visit the mausoleum to lay a floral wreath on his grave. Turkey slammed European Union Mediterranean statement, saying the comments were biased and detached from the reality. The statement Turkish Foreign Ministry spokesman Hami Aksoy said that Greece needed to unconditionally sit at the negotiating table with Turkey in order to achieve dialogue and cooperation in the region. And finally, the weather report. Mainly hot and dry weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain with thunderstorm is likely at few districts at Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk.